Hey everybody. Oh, Miriam's not here. I forgot to turn that off. It's just me tonight. I'm Chris. I'm one of the co-founders, president. I'm the technical guy behind Keto Chow. If you're brand new to Keto Chow, it's a nutritionally complete meal designed to make doing keto super easy. We have some amazing electrolytes that are, we also have some electrolytes. They're amazing for everyday use and for keeping the dreaded keto flu away. So be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the little bell icon. You'll get updates and notified every time we go live and do stuff like yesterday when we posted the video about mixing keto chow was the topic. So anyway, I just got notified that Keto Chow went live because I'm subscribed to Keto Chow. Let's say hi to everybody. Miriam is on a girls' trip with everyone except for Ruth, that's a girl, because Ruth is going on choir tour tomorrow. So, anyway. But then it'll just be, it'll be Sam and I. Anyway, it looks like Meg is here, so is Trace Lee and Patty. Laura's here from Missouri, and Nancy's here also. So is Dennis. Tracy found an informative YouTube sturdy woman about lipedema. Can't get in the Austin Lipedema Clinic until late May. Wow, well, good luck. Loretta's here, so is Terry from Ramona. Cool. Marie's here. Let's see, Gina also says, good evening, everyone. And Dennis just watched yesterday's video. Gina's here, so is Sarah and Carrie. Denise says, hey, y'all. And Carrie says, won't let me comment. I'm seeing your comments, Carrie, so I don't know what you're talking about. Exposing Darkness is here as well. Oh, and Sarah used to live in Ramona. Huh. This is bring in Sam. I can't. Everybody is gone to a youth activity tonight. So it is just me. Just me. In fact, there's literally no one in the house, so we better have rock solid internet because it's just me. You look at the title of this video, Just Chris. Anyway, Bonita is here, and Shauna says, hiya, Chris in chair. But here's the thing. In the chair, I have this. In case you didn't know, orange cream, back in stock. Butterscotch, back in stock. Birthday cake, back in stock. Chocolate malt, back in stock. And I haven't made one since it got back in stock. Anyway, and we still have the fruity cereal, which is amazing. This one is really creased because it was on the ground and I accidentally stepped on it. So anyway, yeah, so Miriam is with Audrey, Haley, Kate, a bunch of Haley's friends, and a bunch of Audrey's friends. So, yeehaw. Lori says, we appreciate your commitment to spending your Tuesday night with us. Well, for the most part, we've kept this up. Here's one thing, though. Next Tuesday, we will not be doing a live stream because, well, we might. We might be able to pop in. It depends on how the internet is where we are. Miriam and I are going on a trip in a rocket ship, Little Einsteins. No, we're going on a trip. I don't know if we will be at a place that has good internet at the time we normally do the live stream or not, but maybe we will. Gina says, when are we going to start selling those cool SALTT shirts? They were up on the SALTT website for a while. Nobody bought one. And our creative team said, hey, we want to actually make like branded merchandise that fits with the vibe and the branding. Can you take that down? And I said, yeah, that's fine. But I got mine. So that's what I wanted. So, and at the bottom, it's this same color blue. So it kind of transitions down to blue. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Bob's here from Arizona where it's warming up quickly. Oh, I bet. Meg says you need a Miriam cutout to put in the chair. I actually have, let's see if I can find this. I used to have a Miriam is missing overlay that I could. Problem is my scrolling thing isn't working today. It's going the wrong way. Where's Miriam missing? I can't find it. Anyway, I used to have a thing that I could pop up. It's a picture of Miriam. It's like, Miriam's missing. Anyway, let's see. Kim says, so happy chocolate malt is back. Me too. Even though, again, I haven't made one. Let's see. B-Dog says, on time. Got my butterscotch today. Nice. Visual Kia says, I'm drinking a chocolate malt right now. Just exactly the same vibe as a glass of Ovaltine. Drink more Ovaltine. It's a stupid commercial. Crystal Harris says, going through the sky. There you go. Janice made birthday cake cookies. Nice. And Storm Chasing Gal had fruity cereal. Donna says, I do miss the lives from your kitchen. This is a better setup. We switched to this during COVID, and it's just a way better setup. And the funny thing is, before we did this setup, this is actually in our room, and so there's a camera, there's a giant TV, not a giant TV, it's like a 50-something inch, that's on top of one of the things. And we never had a TV in our room, because if we wanted to watch TV, we would go downstairs. But because we need something to be able to look at behind the camera, we put a TV in here, and it doesn't really do much. It's like a platypus. Anyway, Joe says, fruity cereal and orange cream should be delivered tomorrow. Nice. Let's see. Yeah, Carrie says, on a trip, just like Daffy Duck. There you go. Elle says, I got my order yesterday. Can't wait to try the fruity cereal and chocolate malt. Nice. GGB is here, so is Reclaiming BSD. Loves my salty shirt. The funny thing is, so I made this because I wanted it. I was just like, hey, I wanted this shirt. So I made it, and I get more compliments on this shirt than I can believe. It's insane. Penny says, do you know which vibration plate Miriam has? Off the top of my head, I don't remember. It was something 4. Yeah, I don't know. Matt saw this shirt when I was in Florida, right? Let's see. Sylvia's here from Florida, speaking of that. Mimi says, hi, everyone. I got my order in today. Big bag of butterscotch and lots of other flavors in single packs. I have had quite a few Ninja Creamies made with the butterscotch. Miriam made a couple of those. Absolutely fantastic. So, Shauna says, my orange cream keto chow and salty melon arrived. And Carrie, I'm seeing your comments. It says, I'm trying to comment and I keep saying error. That sounds like an error with your client, with either your phone or your computer. You might just need to reload the page and it would work and not give you that error. But anyway, Emerson says, is there a specific name for the tiny flat plastic squeezer bottle? I bought the Daily Minerals, Electrolyte Drops, and the Fasting. So that is what's it called? Well, easiest way to call it would be a pocket bottle. A pocket dropper bottle. It's a 1.25 fluid ounce. I don't remember. Anyway, but with the Daily Minerals, the smaller bottle is 2 fluid ounces so that it is allowed by the TSA in carry-on luggage. And there was actually one of the comments I was going to do tonight was someone's like, hey, I bought the Daily Minerals, but it says it's only 4 servings. What's up with that? It's like, well, the serving size is 1 tablespoon, and 4 tablespoons fit in a 2-ounce bottle. So there you go. Let's see. Sylvie says, my neighbor gave me a packet of chocolate malt. Nice. Sarah tried vanilla cream core today with butter, and it was amazing. Reclaiming BSD says orange cream is being consumed right now. Nice. And Crystal says, Perry the platypus. Yes. For those of you who don't know, the doesn't do much. That was a reference to Phineas and Ferb, which is a really funny show. You can find it on Disney Plus. You can find all the episodes on YouTube for that matter. But it's a really, really funny show. Lots of very intellectual jokes that just go over kids' heads. Ella says, when my mom passed, we had hundreds of people come. It was so nice. I didn't think she knew that many people. Wow. There you go. Storm Chasing Gal says, so all spring flavors next month. Well, I mean, that's what I'm going to be. Actually, I take that back. Today, I had pistachio, I had snickerdoodle, and I had eggnog as the 3 flavors of Keto Chow that I had for my meals today. So, eggnog. Because we have a bunch from 4 years ago that is very expired, still tastes great, still using it. Anyway, Dennis says, yeah, we spoiled everybody with the daily broadcast for those years. Yeah, Matt likes the butterscotch as a creamy. Janice says, my Life Pro water vibration plate is arriving tomorrow. Nice. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Mimi says, Life Pro Rumblex 4D. That's the one. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mimi. They're very expensive, by the way. Yeah. Crystal says, Phineas and Ferb was the best TV show Disney made in a very long time. It's really good. He says, my friend's cousin has an autoimmune disease and is having trouble swallowing food. I offered a pack of the salted caramel, see if it works, or we're playing it works. I've known a bunch of people who have problems with swallowing and find that the thickness of Keto Chow works very well. To that point, one of the questions, Tammy wanted to know how to make the shakes thicker. Quote, so I made the fruity cereal with butter last night for my meal prep lunch today using the recommended 16 ounces of water. It isn't nearly as thick as I'd hoped for. So I put it in the freezer until I'm ready to enjoy. Hopefully it thickens some, and if not, do I drop to 14 ounces of water? I definitely like them on the thicker side. So you can use less water. That's one way to make it thicker. Mixing it with melted butter and warm water in a blender, as opposed to using heavy cream, will make for a thinner consistency as well. The heavy cream does thicken it up considerably. Now, one thing that some people do to thicken it up, if they like it a thicker consistency, would be to and this really works better if you're mixing in a blender. So you've got the blender going and you put in 1 teaspoon of unflavored gelatin per serving that you want thicker. That will also, beef gelatin specifically will also help if you are having problems with digestion. Now, Deborah wants to know, for those who make a jello using Keto Chow, please tell me step-by-step directions on how to make it and what fat source you use. You can use any fat source you want, but to make it into a jello, what you would do is, well, if you add 2 teaspoons per serving of Keto Chow in a running blender, you'll make pudding. And if you add 3 to 5 or even 6 teaspoons, so, wait, actually no, 3 to 4 teaspoons, so a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half, you'll make jello, like jigglers, jello jigglers consistency would be if you use a tablespoon and a half. So running thing blender, and sprinkle it in while it's running, and it should mix in just fine. It is better if you have kind of warm water if you're going to be doing that. Rick Wen says, was busy meal prepping today. Now I get to make and grab meals. There you go. I made a bunch of Keto Chows last week. They're still good, and that was actually the eggnog that I have been making. So I'm wondering if I'm going to get through them before they go bad, because they're on like day 7 right now. Anyway. Oh yeah, because I made them after the live stream last week. Joe says there's 104 days of summer vacation, right? There you go. Let's see. Crystal randomly singing from in the kitchen. There you go. Shauna says, I was told I make many people cry from singing. Cry good. Okay, there you go. Storm Chasing Gal says, speaking of swallowing, I take my pills around 10 with my smoothie. Oh, there you go. Let's see. Crystal wasn't actually singing. There you go. Elle says, yeah, Keto Chow is so versatile. Donna says, I can't believe how much riff I got for the photo of all the Keto Chow I have on hand that I posted on Facebook. I took the photo down. That's funny. We have a lot of keto chow here, and all the keto chow that I eat, except for like the butterscotch. Actually, no, the orange cream that we have open now was a damaged bag. I pretty much exclusively use stuff that's damaged or expired, personally. In case you're wondering, it's dry powder. I mean, so if you ever wonder if it's okay to use expired keto chow, yeah, that's what I do. Denise says beef gelatin also increases the protein. It does, but you shouldn't count it towards your protein goal just because it's not a complete protein, but it is good protein nonetheless. Cynthia says, what brand of beef gelatin? I just went with the cheapest one I found on Amazon. I don't even remember what brand it was. It was blue with a green band around it, and it worked really well. A Visual Keto says beef gelatin is awesome, and I use a teaspoon of extra acacia fiber. It really helps with my stomach. That was one thing, thank you, that I was going to say. Other people will add guar gum or acacia gum or sometimes even Terra gum to thicken it up as well. So thank you for reminding me. I would have felt bad. B-Dog says I have Joe and Rachel's chocolate core pudding in the fridge too. There you go. Adam says, after reversing my gastric bypass, I'm feeling it's hard to find out what my electrolyte intake should be. If possible, can you provide a rundown of your electrolyte intake? So me personally, I lately have been, well, I'm getting the electrolytes from Keto Chow, which is all of the potassium that I need. Because right now I'm actually doing 3 Keto Chows a day. And tracking it all, and then getting some sort of supplementation for protein. So I'm getting all the potassium. I'm getting I can't remember how much magnesium it ends up being, but for supplementation, me personally, what I'm doing right now is I am drinking 1 to 2 salties a day. I have a actually really old 1 liter, 32 ounce water bottle on my nightstand that I just keep filling up. And I'll put water plus 2 packets of salty into that. And sometimes that takes me a day to drink the 2, and sometimes it takes me 2 days to drink it. It's just if I get thirsty, I drink it. So there you go. Cynthia says 1 teaspoon. So 1 teaspoon thickens, 2 teaspoons pudding, 3 teaspoons jello. Talking about the gelatin. Let's see. Beth says we had shared shared ice cream tonight. Half vanilla core, half malt. Ooh, there you go. Butterscotch pudding goes very quick. Last night I finally tasted birthday cake, and it never made it out to the refrigerator. There you go. Visual Keto made 27 shakes last night, so I have plenty for 6 days, and the rest for the creamy freezer. There you go. Oh, that's right, Carrie. It was your birthday on Saturday. And Shauna was singing at her aunt's funeral on Sunday through the allergies. Rickwin says, I can always throw the older Keto Chow into the freezer. True. That's what I do when I make too much, and then take it out later and defrost until slushy. Yes. So if you have Keto Chow that you've mixed up and it's getting close to, you're like, that's probably gonna go bad soon. You can freeze it as creamies. You can just freeze it. I would be wary of freezing it in blender bottles or glass bottles, heaven forbid, because it tends to expand and break stuff. So, but you can totally freeze it. Adam says, are there electrolyte tablets anymore, or are they all capsules? So the electrolyte tablets, we had the electrolyte drops in a dried form made into tablets. Those are no longer available because there were quality issues. They worked really good if you kept them sealed and you kept them away from humidity and you didn't live in a humid climate. But if you opened one up and set it on the counter, no matter where you lived, it would swell up and break apart within a couple hours. If you lived in a humid environment, even if you tightly sealed up the bottle, they would turn into powder over time. So we replaced it with the capsules, and that we don't have that problem. So just have the capsules. So we have capsules for the electrolytes, like the electrolyte drops in the capsule form. That's going to be called Energy, in case you're wondering, when we rebrand it to SALTT. We have the magnesium in capsules, and we have the daily minerals in capsules. Let's see. Oh, I don't know if I read this. Julie says, I got my order today. Was happy to make space for my new large bag of butterscotch on my chow cupboard. Nice. Jujubee's hubs his home. Verizon Internet won't let him go on the website. Okay. Yes. So this is a continuing problem where it says it might be a malicious website and blocks it. Most of the time, if you have a firewall like that, there is a let me through. If you can, Jujubee, if you can send as much information as possible to our customer support team, I'll see if I can find a way to get that unblocked. But it's the website being blocked, and then you have firewall companies that don't update their list very often, so they're using an old version of the thing. The website isn't blocked anymore, but anyway, Verizon is saying it might be a malicious website and blocking it. Yeah, or you can call Verizon and say, hey, this is not a malicious website. You guys are a bunch of morons. That's another way around it. Anyway, if you can provide as much information to our customer service team as possible, I can see what I can do. Or you can see if there's a bypass. Most of the time, people who are getting that, there's a show more information, and there's a proceed anyway link. And then you're able to get to it, and it's fine. But I expect that that's going to continue maybe for another 30 days from when we got it unblocked, which should be coming up in a week or so. Anyway. Let's see. Shauna says, my specialist, when reauthorizing my CGM that expired, ordered me the new Freestyle the Libre 3. Nice. Those are tiny. Matt says, my mother-in-law started using Keto Chow and is having stomach distress when she drinks a shake. What could be the cause? We don't know what to tell her. It could be a couple things. Number one, it could be the fat that you're using. If she's using heavy cream, that could be it. Switching to something like melted butter or warm water, mix it up in a blender, that could do it. And for that matter, if you're already mixing it up in a blender with warm water and melted butter, try doing the add 1 teaspoon per serving of Keto Chow of the unflavored gelatin. That helps a lot of people with digestion, and all the issues go away. Why am I getting dropped frames? That's weird. Okay, I'm going to reset the counter. Anyway, I don't know if you guys saw buffering or not, but I saw 400 dropped frames due to network lag. GGB says I had to call and place my fruity cereal order. Yeah, thankfully they did my military code over the phone. Yeah, and if you do have problems, we have a crack team of amazing customer service people who are very happy to take your order and help you out. Beth says I accidentally used beef bone broth powder instead of powdered gelatin. Whoa, it was still good. Wow, that would be interesting. Okay, let's see. Kira says my $700 order was supposed to be delivered today, but it hasn't shown up. I'm about to start stalking the mailman. By the way, if it does get marked as delivered and you don't have it, our team can help with that too. Just so that you're aware, the fix is generally to call the local post office, find out where the postal service person was standing when they scanned it as delivered. Sometimes it was while they were loading up their truck, and then their supervisor will say, yo dog, you can't do that. Why am I getting dropped frames? Oh my gosh, hold on a second. Dropped frames, dropped frames. I'm gonna lower the quality a little bit. Literally nobody's here. So why would I be getting dropped frames? That is so crazy. Okay, now it should be catching up. You guys are probably all telling me, buffering. Let's see. Becky says, I'm late, just got back from work. What have I missed? Yeah, Miriam's not here. That's one thing. Sean says, I think I need to mix up some creamies. Tomorrow is a good day for that. There you go. Becky wants to know, when will we bring back baked potato and cream of mushroom? We unfortunately don't have any announcements to make about the return or not of those two flavors at this time. Stay tuned. Rick Wynn says, I freeze with glass jars, not filled all the way up. I refuse to waste my keto chow. There you go. As if I didn't have plenty, right? Yeah, Marie says hermetically sealed with a dehumidifier built in. Well, when we would put the little desiccant packet in there, and they would still do it. B-Dog is going to be making butterbeer with butterscotch and cream soda tomorrow. Nice. For any of you who don't know, if you Google or Bing, if you do a web search for 2KK butterbeer recipe, you should be able to find the video that Two Crazy Ketos did with their butterbeer recipe that uses the butterscotch keto chow. Visual Keto says I looked okay. Okay. You guys may not have noticed. Maybe there was enough buffering that it was fine. I don't know. Let's see. GGB says let me do the anyway button. Says denied access on the next page. That's interesting. Huh. You know what it could be? Okay. So I think what that is then is the internet provider is putting up a block page that says we don't like this page. Well, the secure certificate that we're getting, that makes a lot more sense, doesn't match the website. So their block page is using their own secure certificate that doesn't match the Keto Chow secure certificate. And that makes a lot of sense as to why people are getting a certificate error when they are actually getting the block page from their stupid internet provider. Huh. Well, still, if you can provide as much information as possible, I'd like to see if I can get the information for the blocking service and get us taken off of that. So, CW says, thank you for the Electrolyte capsules. I love them. Tried other brands, but yours are the only ones that work for me. Well, you're very welcome. They do not have any fillers or maltodextrin in them, by the way. Jennifer says, why did I wait so long to try peanut butter keto chow? I don't know. I really like the chocolate peanut butter. I actually like the chocolate peanut butter way better than the peanut butter. To me, the peanut butter is okay, but not as good as the chocolate peanut butter. Elle says, I just made my first keto chow in my new creamy deluxe. I'm totally hooked. Awesome. One thing that I wanted to hit on was this. Regina had an excellent question about shipping times. So I thought I saw someone say the shipping for keto chow is fast. I placed an order on the 14th and it hasn't shipped yet. I'm super excited to try them, so maybe I'm being impatient. I hope it ships soon. So this is just for the last 7 days. You've got how many orders we got on the 10th. It was a lot, like really a lot. That was the day that we relaunched orange cream and all the other flavors. Still a lot of orders on the 11th. The purple is orders that we received that have shipped out. And the blue is orders that we haven't shipped yet. By the way, it's banana for scale. I'm not giving numbers because it's irrelevant in this context. So yeah, if you place an order on the 14th, there's a possibility that our team still hasn't gotten to it yet. Our shipping manager lady has actually been coming in very early. She got there yesterday at 5:33 in the morning and got in today at 6:20 just to try and get as many orders prepped to be able to send them out. So we're still a little behind, but we're going to be caught up by Friday. from all the orders from the reintroduction of all those amazing flavors. So, yeah, normally we do a really good job getting them out, but whenever the big flavor launch or relaunch comes along, it tends to put us behind a little bit. With 4 of them launching all at the same time, well, it is nice because we were able to, like, people were ordering all the flavors at the same time, and so, hey, they were just going out in one shipment, which saved a lot of people on shipping. But it made for rather gnarly shipments. Normally our shipments are a lot smaller, the orders are, but for the last 7 days, the average order value, if you must know is the term, has gone up significantly. Let's see, Joe is getting man in the middle certificate injections. Yes, it's because the service provider, you ask for Keto Chow, and what it gives you back is not Keto Chow. But the website address says Keto Chow, and so your web browser says, yo, dog, this is wrong. This looks wrong. Now, sometimes you can clear your cookies or your cache, and that will actually resolve the issue. Sometimes doing incognito or switching browsers can help, but in the case of sometimes that doesn't work. Rush says, is the banana for scale? Yes. Yes, it is. Let's see. Oh, a couple other people are getting comment issues. Yeah, and we're seeing your comments coming through. Okay. Barbara had a question about subscriptions. She says, can anyone tell me how to change my subscription? I'm assuming it's probably the build your own box. How to change my subscription from the big bag plus small ones to 2 big bags. All I can find is how to change the flavors. So, yeah. So if you go to the Keto Chow site and you go to shop, and you go to subscriptions, you've got the build your own kit and you've got the surprise kit. So the build your own kit, you can choose the flavors, you get 15% off. The surprise kit, 20% off, you don't get to choose. Okay. And in here, you're able to choose what size you want. Here's the problem. Once you've created the subscription for the size thing, it actually makes it's its own product. So the 1 big bag plus 9 small, that's its own product, and you can't switch from one to the other. You actually have to cancel the order and make a new subscription. Not cancel the order, cancel the subscription. You have to actually just kill it. And then you're able to make a new one, whatever size you want. If you're having problems with that, our customer service team is very happy to help out and get that sorted out. But it's literally just cancel the subscription, make a new one. Let's see. Okay. I already did Barbara. Tammy wanted to know about making the shakes thicker. Wanted to know about how to make jello. Yeah, again, use 1 to 1.5 tablespoons per serving in a running blender with warm water. Okay, and finally, Karen wanted to know, if I use cream cheese as my fat source in Keto Chow, what is the easiest way to ensure it gets mixed well? That's a very good question. So, and that's actually one of the questions that we had on our how do you, all things mixing Keto Chow video that we posted yesterday, because today is Tuesday and I've got my days of the week straight for reals. Anyway, yeah, one of the questions was, well, can I use cream cheese? Because we didn't answer that question in the video. You can use cream cheese. Easiest way to ensure that it gets mixed properly is to use warm water and use a running blender. That's the easiest way. As far as how much to use, I cannot tell you how much to use because your requirements are going to be different from everybody else. You may want to use a tablespoon or a half tablespoon, or I don't know, however much you want to use. A lot of people will put it in a measuring cup with water in the measuring cup, covering the cream cheese, and that will often prevent it from sputtering, from exploding all over there. But yeah, so you can totally use cream cheese, really any source of fat you want. Be aware that cream cheese does have carbohydrates. It will round down usually to 0 or to 1 per serving, but it generally has half a carb more than it shows on the nutrition facts. Okay, now Visual Kiosk says, when I stopped at the post office to pick my order from my P.O. box, they asked if I needed to borrow the trolley to roll my 2 boxes to the car. Nah, free workout. There you go. And Marie points out that if you have a subscription and you want to change the size, one cool thing that does allow you to do is that allows you to use your store credit, your rewards, when you're starting a new subscription. Because the recurring orders, the subsequent orders in a subscription after the first one, have to use a credit card. There's no other payment method that works for subscriptions except for credit cards. That means that you can use your store credit for the first order to pay in part or in whole for the first order, but you will still have to provide your credit card number for the subsequent subscription orders. But if you cancel the subscription and make a new one, then you would be able to use your rewards points for that first subscription order. So there you go. Let's see, Dennis. Carrie's going to bed. Good night, Carrie. Oh my gosh. He says, I agree. Your customer service rocks. They have helped me in the past. There you go. Yeah. Shauna says, okay, one more chat try. YouTube is misbehaving. Apparently. Maybe that's why I was getting dropped frames, because UPS. YouTube needs to be put in timeout. So YouTube, me too. I don't know. Achtung, baby. Well, I'm all out of the stuff that I wanted to talk about tonight. So again, for any of you who joined a bit later, Miriam's on a girls' night or girls' trip, multiple nights. She's on a girls' trip with our daughters and some of their friends. She'll be getting back, and then we're going to be leaving on a trip again, Miriam and I. And so I'm not sure if our normal Tuesday night live stream will happen next week. It might not. I'm actually not sure. Here's a good question. Elle wants to know, have you ever considered making a ready-to-drink Keto Chow product as sort of an sure alternative? Okay, here we go. Let's see. Keto Chow secret product. There we go. The fate of the top secret product. This is from May of 2019. So we actually did a ready-to-drink way back in the day. It was done as a prototype where we wanted to see if we could even do it. And they only did 1,000 of them. And we're like, hey, you know what? We can do this. But there were some issues with it. First off, it was only available in 2 sizes. There was the teeny tiny juice box where you would have to have a 6 of them in order to be daily nutrition. So 2 of them per meal. Or a massively gigantor 32-ounce size that would be a half of your day's nutrients. Anyway, so we had the test run done. They made it, and I was like, this actually worked pretty good. So we're like, let's try it. And by the way, a 1-quart container of 2% chocolate milk has 780 calories, which isn't far off from the 1,000 calories for the big thing of Keto Chow. Anyway, so yeah, we had the prototype manufactured. We stuck labels on them. We tried sending out free bottles to everyone who ordered over $200 and got free ground shipping. It was a good learning experience, so we could learn how it went. And people were like, hey, and then we also did a survey of what people thought of it. And people were pretty jazzed about it. And it's like, hey, let's go ahead and do it. And then we found out that the machine had been discontinued and was sent back to Europe. As of today, we are still trying to find a place that can do the manufacturing. I reach out every once in a while, and we haven't been able to find one. We actually had another prototype ran just as COVID was starting. And we went to a place in Minnesota and did the prototype run so that we could test and make sure it would work. And it went great. They were able to make these little bottles, again, little 12-ounce bottles. Was it 12 ounce? Anyway, they would be a sixth of your daily nutrition. And we're like, cool, let's do a larger run of like 10,000. And they're like, okay. And then we didn't hear anything for a month. And then we found out that they had succumbed to COVID. The company had gone bankrupt. So the problem with, it's called aseptic manufacturing. You do not need to know this information, but traditional canning, okay, there's two ways you can preserve something. You have to kill all the bacteria, right? You can either have a not sterilized container that you put the stuff into, put a lid on it, and then heat it up enough to pasteurize and kill all the bacteria. That's called retort, R-E-T-O-R-T. That's retort packaging. The problem with that is, and that's what you use for like canned goods and when you can peaches and stuff like that. That does not work very well for dairy. We actually had a company do a test run of that, and it turned into pudding. The keto chow turned into pudding, which I mean would be pretty cool if what we wanted was pudding, but we didn't want pudding. We wanted a drink. Anyway, so we're like, okay, we have to do aseptic. With aseptic, you sterilize the entire production line and the packages, and you fill the packages with sterilized stuff that's still flowing, and then you seal it off. Juice boxes, that's aseptic. A lot of the stuff that you see is aseptic. If it doesn't have to be refrigerated and it's like dairy or something like that, it's generally going to be aseptic. Getting production on an aseptic manufacturing line is extremely difficult because those are scheduled out years in advance. And typically their minimum order quantity is several 100,000, if not million units. And to do something like that is like a big deal because we would have to front several $1 million. When we were going to do that larger run of the ready-to-drink stuff, RTD, the plan was, well, we got the prices back for the mixing of the product, for everything. And it was going to, basically it was going to be double the cost of dry keto chow. Or double the price. So you could buy a packet of keto chow, or you could buy one packet or one bottle, which would be half of the nutrition. So you'd have to buy 2 bottles for twice the price as one of these. Am I making sense? Anyway, and we were like, well, let's give it a try. It was kind of we were going to do it as a kind of a loss leader, as a way to test the market to see if there was sufficient interest for us to actually do a larger run. And so it was kind of, yeah, we were going to kind of take a bath on it. And we still haven't been able to find a place that could do the smaller run that we need to be able to prove whether or not it's even a viable business thing. So, yeah. Anyway, that's the story of Ready-to-Drink Keto Chow. We're still working on it. Yeah. The best estimate I got was it would cost twice as much per serving, or the same per half serving. And that would be with us losing money, just as a way to prove the market. Anyway, let's see. Did people already leave, or I don't know. Let's see. Bob says, I've been subscribed for years, but it says I'm not subscribed long enough. If you're talking about on the chat, I do see your comment, but we do have it set that you have to be subscribed for at least 0 seconds in order to leave a comment. And maybe it's that YouTube is messing up on that. And that's why people are getting the error. Anyway, Elle says, thanks for your response. Been wondering about Ready-to-Drink for a while. Yeah, it was super cool. Like those bottles, I wonder if, because on this, I wonder if the Keto Connects video is even still up. There it is. Ha ha! Nice. Yeah, so they tested it out. It was pretty cool. And it tasted like chocolate milk. And you see how it caves in on the side here? People didn't like that. And that's why the product got recalled. The Tetra Pak Avero was discontinued because the top would be sunken in and the bottom would be bulged out. So, Dennis says, I'm trying to send feedback to YouTube regarding some of tonight's broadcast. No, it says resources are depleted. Check what it really? Okay, that's interesting. Hey, Yvette, how's it going? Well, I'm actually just about done. I've waxed on probably longer than anybody wants to hear about the Ready-to-Drink. It looks like I only have 14 people still watching. They probably kicked out. So anyway, I'm going to take off, everybody. You have a fantastic evening. Hopefully, I'll see you next week. But if not, I'll see you the week after that. And we can celebrate May together. All right. Bye, everybody.